This is Python Poker, and today we are going to play some 4 tables of 2NL. So I got this set up here the best I can make it using Zoom as the platform. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out the Twitch streaming thing, but I'll get used to that and get that figured out. But for now, at least we have 4 tables in nice view. I don't know why the card settings are in white instead of the typical 4 color, which I like better, but I will change that for now. I think it's easier just to verify flushes and that kind of thing, especially if you're multi-tabling for me. So we just started here. This stack here on the bottom left, I need to top up. I value owned myself a couple hands ago, so it is what it is. But I'll top up after this hand. So we're just going to talk through the process and see lots of volume here so we can get lots of spots. I'm going to call here with a backdoor flush draw on a pair on this board, and we'll see what our opponents decide to do. Now this pair of 3s is really not that good right now, but I have to call a 1 BB bet here. So we'll see how it goes. Any aggression to my left or right, I'm gonna fold, but I think this person's probably value betting probably a 7 or a 6 or ace high. Since it's multi-way, I'm gonna fold since it's multi-way. But if it goes heads up, I would call. So they ended up getting a jack on the river, and this player to my left was already beating me. But given that it was 1 BB, I'm gonna top up in a second. But given that it was 1 BB, I could easily I'm gonna trip draw, I guess, for that small of a size, and an ace could come as well. So our equity, we're definitely gonna call 1 BB bet in that spot. But we're gonna hopefully get through some good spots here today and talk through some of the logic and the decision making, and go from there. I'm gonna just look at the raise sizes. We're gonna open this one. 6-5 of clubs. Try to get a heads up, but most likely it'll go multi-way. Whenever on these 4 tables of 2NL, lots of people cold call pre-flop. So we do have a drawing hand multi-way because most likely this will go multi-way. And this individual did try to raise over the top. So 42 and 4% PFR. I'm gonna call for sure since it's a small raise over the top, and they only have 50 total hands, so they could be a beginner, but at least they are 4 betting there. So I'm gonna call since it's such a small bet. They should have won at least 21 for fold equity, but we'll see what we can get. So here we're gonna check. I'm gonna open up ace-6 of hearts on the bottom right table. I think I should fold this one, but I'm gonna call just because it's 2NL. That's not a good logic, but and also the range of this individual is kind of wide. At this point, I'm just gonna check my equity multi-way. I can't call there because I'm even if I hit. So here I did end up in a pair. If I don't bet, I'm gonna bet, or I'm gonna donk small just so I can get some value from worse than me. But they went all in. So if I has a queen or a flush, we're just gonna easily fold that one. But if I check that one back, if I check that one there on the bottom right, in position player will probably check that back. So at least I want to try to get some value on that one. Okay, so this person's re-raising over the top. I'm going to fold that one on the top left. I need to top up my stacks. I'm at 6. I'm going to top up once I get around. I'm just going to top up now. Just play a little deep stack because the minimum I can top up is one chip. So that's going to get me above the 100 BB, but I guess it's better to be above than below in that situation. But we'll go from there. So nothing crazy going on so far with the action. We're just going to continue playing our equity, going through decisions one at a time. Every decision is independent of previous actions, and we just got to take it one step at a time, make sure we have the best decision that's going to be most profitable for the bankroll. Speaking of bankroll, we're about $240 from the initial $50 buy-in. Played about 20,000 hands of mostly hybrid approach of 2NL and 10NL. Probably 80%, 75%, 80% of my volume is doing these 4 tables of 2NL. Just like the reason why I'm doing that is just because for one, 2NL wasn't available when I first started, so I'd immediately be going into 10NL at first. But I'm having some leaks still that I'm trying to resolve. So we're gonna still do the hybrid approach, at least until we get our bankroll up to $300. Once we get to $300, so you see what we're doing here. I'll probably do 2 tables of 2NL and 2 tables of 10NL. And once we get up to $400, we'll do 4 tables of 10NL. We're gonna have a conservative approach for the bankroll, just because I want to get all my leaks out and all my errors at these small stakes. So when we get to the higher stakes, we'll just play pure. So here I'm going to open. I'm just going to open 2x. King Queen offsuit. I'm going to raise to my left. Let's check their stats. Relatively wide. I got a caller. This is probably a fold. I'm going to fold this one. I might. King Queen offsuit is good for me to open and help get the callers and get some good equity, but given the direct raise to my left and the smooth call or the fast call to the player here, I'm probably in the long run it's not going to be a good decision. I'm gonna raise this one here this time though. So there's 2 different ways I guess we can play. King Queen offsuit, flop a king. I'm gonna check. Hopefully better will. I'm gonna check. Maybe better will value bet. So at this point, I'm gonna do a small bet. Try to get a call from a 9 pocket nut or some pocket pair smaller. Maybe even King X would call with a worse King X like King Jack, King 10. So that's how we want to bet the smaller size there. And if they raise over the top, the only hand that really beats me there is full house, a king with a better kicker than mine, with a full house kicker, or ace king. We're getting king queen a lot here today, folks. Raise that one. I think I should have raised probably to 12 BBs there. I think that the 3x raise is a mistake. Definitely want to be opening from the small blind by 4-betting or folding. Don't want to do a lot of calling in the small blind. I'm gonna check to see what my opponent does. King 10 is out there in their range, so 2 pairs are out there. I'm gonna call on the bottom left with the big blind closing the action. Check. So they raised a lot, so I'm gonna call though with a good king here with a good kicker, but King 10 does beat me. Ace Queen beats me. King 4 beats me. Pair of aces beats me. I'm gonna check and see what their sizes are. They're a large stack, so they might try to get me off my equity, but at this point I like my King Queen here. Strong kicker. They check, so most likely that ace is better for their range than mine, but we're going to check this one back. In the bottom right table here, I'm going to open up the jacks. Usually do a 2x open. I probably should have did a 2x open. I don't know why I did 3x for that one, but maybe 2.5 was better. But I did 3x, I'm not sure why I did that, but I usually do 2x open on the bottom right table. Okay, so we're gonna continue going through this action here. Go through this, maybe we'll find some cool spots, but so far everything's been pretty straightforward. You're gonna notice that my approach is long run capital preservation at this point. When you're on the lower end of the bankroll here, starting with the $50, you wanna preserve that, or I wanna preserve that, because I want to do another deposit, of course. So I'm just trying to roll with this profit that I have and just continue to the next states with this initial buy-in. Those are also some great stories, right? It's like X player started with $50 deposit and now they're up to X amount of dollars. So that's kind of what we're trying to do here, is keep that initial buy-in going, $50, keep building it, have a cool story to tell, I guess. And also, of course, we're getting some we're just getting better every day, making less leaks. But you'll see that as my VPIP is on the nittier side. I am definitely agree with that, through 21,000 hands or so. I want to get my PFR up. So I want to be 4-betting, 3-betting, or folding for the most part for the next data set, for the next hand sample. But for now, those are the stats. Of course, the stats are a lagging indicator. So this percentages are based off 21,000 hands. So over the last 10,000 or 5,000 hands or so, we're probably tending closer to a little higher PFR. But it is what it is. So we got a call to our left, and we got a raise from the small blind, solid ranges. Here, I'm just gonna call the jacks. 4-bet, and I just talked about 4-betting more earlier, but I probably 4-betting is probably fine there with jacks. So ace beats me, king beats me. I think if they had an ace or king, they would have bet, but they are out of position. I'm just gonna check and let my opponents tell me what they have by their bet sizes. This person might be trapping with the ace or king here, since they were the ones that were the pre-flop aggressor. Person on my left, yeah, so they raised there, so they're trying to be a little trappy. We're gonna fold that one and keep our eyes out for this one. Most likely they have an ace or a king, even ace king, 2 pairs, but given that raise, they're being a little trappy. I think 4-betting the jacks is a better choice in the future. I'll do that, but that's given my position. I only raised 2x, but they did come over the top from the small blind, and the small blind should have a stronger range with a 4-bet or fold from the small blind. It's typically what you want to play. So we didn't have to get in a straight here. We lose to a higher straight. Just gonna bet 1 BB. Try to get value from worse with 1 BB. You're going to see me fold a lot, so that's kind of my strategy. It's a long-term game, patience, fat pitch algorithm, as I said multiple times, where we're not just going to play a hand just because we can. We're going to play a hand when it's a profitable decision. There's a high probability of being profitable, not just a profitable decision. It's highly, so this is going to be from this range. It's going to be a fold there. And also, since this individual did a 4x open, usually stronger than a 2x or 2.5x, so I kind of put them on a stronger range. Also, their PFRs, I didn't look at this beforehand, but as you can see, their PFR is 16%. Given PFR is 16%, and they did a higher opening, I can kind of condense them more to a strong range in that situation. This is actually a really good way to show volume for my thought process, so we can see more decision points and find more leaks. If you watch the video and you want to comment in situations, just tag the hand and the position of the table, say top left, whatever, certain time period, or you can say the exact combo and I can review the logic here. But this gives you a better indicator of how I play than doing a one table like when I do my lunch sessions. Just wanted to throw in a 4 table just for fun, just so we can go through more hands here. So on the top right, we did get a pair on the turn. I'm just going to do 1 BB to get called by worse. Ace would have bet the flop. Straight draw does complete. We're still going to do a 1 BB bet to get value from a lower pair. I don't think they'll raise over the top. Okay, wow. Okay, they did raise over the top. So they probably did end up getting a straight on the end. Or they're just looking at my sizes and say, oh, wow, you're doing 1 BB. I'm just going to do an exploit all in over the top. But they got to be careful there because I do have nut hands in my range. When I do 1 BB bets, I can do that as an exploit to induce. But that situation, we were just playing the hand as it is. But most likely they had probably a straight there, given that board run out, or they could have 2 pairs or whatever. But we're just gonna get out of there. One of my leaks is I need to believe my opponents when they tell me that their hand is strong, especially in an underbluffed line or a pure value line. Sometimes I overcall. I don't believe their story, and I've been probably wrong. On the bottom right, I don't think I can set mine for that price. Maybe I can. I'm gonna fold that one. I think that's too big for a set mine. I wanna, even though I do have some implied odds there, watch if that comes, right? But even though I do have some implied odds of hitting the mine there, I'm gonna make this heads up on the top left. I need to have at least one. For me, I want to be around 1 in 10 as my odds of hitting my set. The pre-flop raise was 16 BBs, so I need to have 160 BBs to match my heuristic of having those pot odds on average. But for here, when I was trying to isolate and go heads up and look at their actions and see what they do. But we're multi-way here. There could be a king, or not king, queen 10 in the range. This person's betting a lot. I'm gonna fold this one on the left. I have no really good draws to continue. Top right, we're gonna call with a king there. Even though we don't have the best king, we can't go folding a king. They could be betting straight draws or flush draws as well. This person donked huge. Since I have a gut shot with my king, I'm gonna call because I do beat some flush draws. I'm gonna call 1 BB bet if everyone calls. I don't think everyone will, but on the bottom right, my 10 loses to everything, so I'm gonna call 1 BB bet. We'll see what happens. Oh, king 10. That's funny. Well, we put him on. We were close to our equity there on that one, but I guess that's a cooler, folks. King 10 versus king 9. They had a flush draw as well. That makes sense. I'm gonna top up here one to get above the 100 BB threshold. Here I'm gonna raise on the bottom right against BVB, and we do have a ace of clubs, which is good for some backdoor equity in case they do bet. We also have ace high, and we do hit a pair with some backdoor equity, so we're gonna 2x. We'll do a polarized bet here, let it know we're strong. Gonna try to get this heads up with king jack suited, even though I'm playing against a strong under the gun range of a 4x open too. So this jack is I'm gonna check and see what they want to do here. I got a backdoor hard draw and backdoor 2 pair draw, backdoor trips draw. I know that those are all lots of draws that I just mentioned there. However, that's what's going through my head when I'm calling that bet. I can call 2 BBs, and now we have 2 pair. However, 10 beats us. We're just gonna check. I'll call 1 BP bet if they want to do that, but 10 gets there. Most likely they have a 10 in their range. Half pot bet. I think they have a 10 there. I'm just gonna go with my gut on that one. I would definitely, one line or two is straight is out there. They're betting small. Typically, whenever an opponent bets small, it thinks like they were gonna bet for their draw value. The draw gets there. Here, it's multi-way, ace high. Actually, king high could be good here because there's ace on the board. So if it goes check, 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 we could win. Okay, with king high. All right. So nothing too crazy so far. On the bottom left, that's probably a terrible play on the bottom left, letting them get there with the draws, and also they put half their stack in at the end. So it's either 10 or nothing there. So there you go. At least I didn't overcall that. Like, maybe you could say I overcalled the. I'm gonna get this heads up here with this type of hand on the top left. Well, no, never mind. So we're gonna definitely raise this one over the top. With queens on the right, I'm gonna fold. On the top left hand, what I'm gonna try to do for the most part, I'm gonna lead 25% on this board because it's such a dry board. Of course, ace does get there. I'm gonna check, and we're gonna check. I didn't want to open the action because an ace will continue playing that way by checking. If I want to be able to pick off them overvaluing their value range there. So sometimes I do see people check back or trappy with an ace there on their combo. So here 4x. Can't cold call, and I don't want to raise higher. I'm going to fold this one. I don't want to cold call, even though I would be closing the action in the big blind. But you see, if I cold called that and raise over the top, I lose my equity there, or my perceived equity of king 8 suited. Especially given the action, I wouldn't want to raise over the top because I would lose my value, or at least my combo realization. I can't even say. Realize my equity. I can't realize my equity if I do some nonsense against these strong ranges. With the king jack suited, gonna fold. But this is how it works. We're not getting any really interesting spots, but we're just looking at it decision by decision, trying to make the best choice for the most profitable decision. But nothing crazy too far, or so far, but we'll continue playing some more, maybe get some cool spots to talk through. Gonna fold this one, given we did get a raise on top of a strong under the gun range. Even though they limped, under the gun ranges should be the strongest. Even with the limp, they're strong from that spot. Okay. Well, we'll see what they have. Problem. If I'm gonna limp all the way down, like on the bottom left table, I'm gonna check. Sure, let me just realize my cards there on the bottom right. I'm just gonna. I do have a draw, so I'm gonna bet my draw. I'm gonna do a 2x pot. I'm gonna try to do. I watched a video online where the streamer is trying to do some 2x pot bets a lot on single raise pots instead of doing like a 125% over bet. to just go straight to the 2x pot. And given that hand with a good strong draw, that 2x pot can even, as you can see, fold an opponent as well. And if we hit our ace or 9, you know, we get more equity if they call. But of course, we could also be chopping the pot there. So on the bottom right, we're gonna check and see. Definitely go all in against this person if they went pre. Oh, I wouldn't say definitely, depends on the timings and the sizes. This person's 41.19, small bet over the top. I'm gonna do a raise. I don't want this person to get a good odds to call, hit an ace or king. Wow, I wonder what they have. I'm gonna fold this one. They definitely have kings in their ranges. When I went over the top like that with that strong isolation bet, it's gonna fold, find a better spot. Nothing we can do there, especially when they donk like 28 BBs or so. Well, yeah, of course you have a king. Just check if you want value. You know I'm gonna probably range bet that one. I don't necessarily I don't range bet by default, but common player would range bet in certain situations. I'm only gonna continuation with my range if I have some backdoor equity, or definitely some equity on the flop, or if there's an ace on the flop, I can represent that with the under the gun range or the late early position range. Nut advantage, I guess. But that's clear all day what they have with that huge donk bet. It wasn't a continuation bet because I reopened the action. I'm gonna check and get my equity and just let me see some cards on the bottom right. Could have 995 on the flop. All right. So do we have anything we can do here? Do we want to be? No, it's multi-way. I was gonna say, should we do something tricky here? But since it's multi-way, I'm not gonna. Heads up, I might do like a exploit raise to see, you know, that kind of thing, especially with the bottom of my range with 9-5 offsuit there. So, but it's multi-way, I can't do that. Multi-way, everyone has a higher probability of hitting the flop. I'm gonna just check and oh shoot, no. I'm gonna check. I have a straight draw on the bottom left. I'm gonna resize this board, get it back to where it needs to be. We're gonna check, we're gonna fold, gonna turn back to chips. You can see the BBs. Gonna raise with my equity, check. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check and call. Yeah, I'll take a free sizing there. Here, since I bet 1 BB, I'm gonna check raise on the bottom left table. Fold. Wow, aces. So we had some good. If we would have hit our, I don't think they would have folded if I would have went all in. They could have, but they had aces there on the bottom left. Wow, interesting. So that's a sneaky hand that we had with that straight draw. If we hit, we're gonna get all our money. I'm not gonna be able to isolate if I went over the top sevens. And I could probably try to 3-bet that. And give us a price to continue with the 1 BB. Sure. See if we can hit a. Well, there you go. See what they do. Straight. Is there any straights out there that beat me? 9, 10. No, not yet. A raise. So on the bottom left table, so that's what we do is we take notes on the players, how they played the aces hands. They are really conservative with their equity and their money that they want to put in the pot. So in that situation, we need to put the money in the pot ourselves and raise our own hand. That's why I raised when I immediately hit the turn, especially since there was no clear draws, straight draws out there. I didn't see any. At least I probably could have been a one. I didn't. It was too quick for me to put 4 tables and blah blah blah. You get the idea. But and also there were some draws out there, flush draws. So I'm just gonna get it all in there. They hit their flush, great for them, bad for us, of course. But we have 64% equity, 65% equity versus a flush draw with a set. They hit their set, great. If they don't, we get all of our money in with the best equity. Bottom right, small open. I'm just gonna call and be sneaky here. We do have a backdoor flush draw, top pair. At this point, I'm just gonna call down. They could be value betting worse. I think ace king would have pre-bet would have bet higher pre-flop. Just gonna okay, so they gave up a little bit. So I'm gonna put them on an ace or king. I'm gonna bet though for a king to call. So I'm just gonna do a small size bet that a king will call. Hopefully, the reason why I like doing the smaller bet than half pot, because it makes them think, oh gosh, it's only not even half pot, I'm gonna call that. But since they checked there, most likely the hand was a king, or maybe even pocket pair, smaller jacks, tens were out there. So maybe that bet was a little too big, but I think a king would call that smaller than half pot size bet. Even with 4 tabling here, it still is slow because it's 2, 4, 6, 8 instead of a 6 max. It's like a full ring game, kind of similar to live if you think about it. So, but at least we're getting 4 tables in. It's not very quick, so we can think through the logic as we make the play, and also, you know, I'm not playing lots of spots at the same time. So it's not too bad for tabling here. I actually wish I could do multiple tables. I think I could get up to 5 or 6 tables adding in, just look how slow it takes before I even get to another decision point. But of course, there's some times when it's like 4 screens at a time. You have to make a quick decision. But for the most part, it's kind of like this, kind of laid back with the 4 tables. You just gotta be more patient than your table. You gotta make the better decisions than your table. You want to be king of the table because you have to have that mindset. I have that mindset that I'm the best player at these tables, at these stakes, and I just want to take all their money methodically and slow. So even these big stacks, like this 800 stack, I'm going to take all that from that person. That's why I kind of like the deeper stack tables because. All right, so let's just focus here. I gotta open from the small. I want to isolate. Against the shorter stacks. I get less good price for these stacks to call. So we do have a backdoor straight draw and a backdoor flush draw. From here, I'm gonna bet small. I can probably get 1 fold out of here. Okay, or 2 folds. That's what I meant to say. But okay, so here I'm gonna do I'm gonna flush and trip mine here on the top right, or straight mine. Check. I got a backdoor flush draw on the top right and backdoor straight draw, and ace is good on the top right. That's a good price for 1 more card. Okay, so I do now pick up an open-ended. I'm definitely going to be calling a bet. Do I call or do I go all in? I'm gonna call. We do hit our straight. I'm just gonna go all in. Don't call in. I'm gonna call, set mine. I'm gonna fold this one. We do end up hitting set on the bottom right. On the top right, when I just hit that straight and went all in, previously I might have checked back, but as you can see, I'm gonna call. Now we have a full house. I'm gonna go all in on the bottom right. I'm gonna set mine again on the top right, and we're just gonna call. That's all we can do. They're quads. No, all right. The bottom left table, I didn't call that, even though I had a backdoor straight draw. Okay, this one has too much. See, I would call 10, around 10 here to set mine. That's my odds that I like to see, but this is too big of my odds. And most likely that huge set has a better range. Oh, of course, and there you go. Whatever. All right, but I do lose to flush. I lose to straights. When they show down, they're probably going to have jacks or higher or kings, ace, kings. So yeah, so pre-flop I made the right choice on the top right. Look, set over set. I would have had set over set. I didn't notice that they had that nines there. So that's why I folded the top right one. I can't just hope to hit a set and set mine a huge amount. I will set mine for about, like I said, 10 BBs or so to get a 1 in. Since I'm gonna check. They're being a little trappy. I'm gonna just bet 50% pot to get a call from worse. But on the top right with the eights there, you cannot call with that action over the top. And as you saw pre-flop, I was behind nines and then kings. So even though when we're looking at a hand post-flop, whenever we fold, we can say, "Oh, I would have hit that flop. Oh man, I should have called there. Man, that would have been my board." No, it wouldn't have been your board. In the long run, you made the right decision by going with your probabilities. But if you hit a set first of all, you're not in the hand, so you didn't hit a set. But if the board shows that you would have hit a set by calling, in the long run, that decision is still bad. We would just get rewarded by making a bad decision in that situation. So that's kind of what we're thinking through here with our thought processes. And I'm gonna play a couple more hands. I don't want to make this video too long. I usually do about 30-minute videos on the vlogs, but here, pocket threes. I'm gonna call to get some. Maybe the people on the left would call. I'm gonna raise 2x, but I should have did higher raise. I wasn't paying attention to the top right. It's my own fault. I can't call there. If it was suited, I would call. I can't call. I'm gonna fold the bottom left. We're gonna play till we get to the blinds and wrap it up. But at least we got to have a little bit of good action here today. I can't call this because it's not suited, and that'll be a waste of my pre-flop decision. Is that even the right terminology? Probably not. King queen's not good here to open, especially given if someone's interested in their combo. Yeah, we're gonna just play to the blinds and call it quits here for today. But we got to see some interesting hands. We'll look at the bankroll at the end to see what we're up to. Again, the goal is to get to $300, so I can do 2 10NLs, 2 2NLs, so I can just minimize the risk on the bankroll as we're still going through our decision making. But here I'm at the blind, so I'm gonna end this table, sit up, stand up. I'm gonna close this one out. Oops. So here, I'm already in the blinds again. Someone must have exited there. I'm gonna raise this one here. I'm gonna call here to close the action at the big blind. Nothing really good there. Some backdoor draws are possible. I'm gonna exit this table. we'll just wrap up the final two tables here. So I've got an ace here. I'm going to do a continuation bet from the pre-flop action. Here, there's nothing we can do but fold. Since I'm in the big blind, I'm going to play to the button. So I'm going to now polarize a little bit. Since they showed interest, I want to polarize another ace. Worst ace could call. Here I'm going to fold here, leave this table. And on this table here, what we want to do is I'm just going to play to the button. Since I was in the big blind, since someone left, I guess, once I'm in the big blinds, I'm just going to play to the button so I can play. Since I already was forced to do a big blind, I'm going to do forced to do a small blind, and I'm just going to play the button because the button is the most profitable position. This is just my logic. It could be incorrect logic. If you get to the big blind, you probably should you can still stand up. But for me, my two spots are playing to the button or playing to the blinds, and here I'm going to play to the button here and see what happens. I hate queen jack offsuit. I'm just going to open it though. From the button, you'll see me do a 3x open. It's like one of the button and the small blind, I do a 3x open, but on the, I'm going to continuation bet half pot. Here. I do have a backdoor draw and some overs to the board. Sometimes they'll fold. I do call. So when they draw, they most likely have a flush draw, or they could have a straight draw, they could have an ace. Here, I'm just gonna check. I think since they called, so now flush does come, pair board, most likely they have an ace, or they could have a straight draw, they could have a flush draw, who knows, but given this size, I'm gonna fold. But if they would have checked, I would consider betting to get ace high off or king high off to win, but here's since they donked on me pretty big, it's pretty obvious what they have, and we're gonna just stand up here. And we're gonna close that one though. So we got to 245 chips or so, nothing crazy. I think we started at 239 or so, so we got a couple buy-ins with that session, and we're gonna stop there. So if you have any comments on any of the play, just let me know. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to go through my thought processes and just make the best possible decision. So if you like the 4 table, instead of my one single table, let me know. I'm still going to do the single 10L tables on the lunch poker sessions, just so I can really have one board to really focus my decisions and focus my effort. And also, I might do more videos like this. Just let me know your thoughts if you think it's enjoyable or not. But for now, we'll just end it there.